You walk into a bar, sit down at a bar stool, crotchety old guy next to you, mean beard, baseball cap on, asks you what do you do? How do you describe it to this guy that's 65 years old plus?
We're doomed and AI's taking over it.
New podcast studio. More time to sit down and talk. I think we're going to talk about some hot topics. Google I.O. Day. A bunch of stuff happened. I caught some of it. I know you caught a little bit of it. It feels like there's just a general push to embed AI more and more into systems. The one that I saw that everyone was flagging me about was being able to upload a photo into Chrome, and it would check C2PA, right, which is the flagging metric for AI generated content. And everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, look, like we finally are moving towards this validation metric within the system." But I know that you saw one or two things that you.
Yeah, the one that popped out to me was Google Spark, right? So it's Google's version of OpenClaw or answer to OpenClaw, where they're now giving you the capability to have an autonomous agent working on your behalf, looking in your Gmail and calendar, and being able to do things when you're not there specifically coding and prompting it to do something.
Yeah. So all right. So I saw this. I saw a little bit about it, and I think one of the top comments was like Google just found a way for an AI to spend my money faster than I can. Right? Like it was like every use case felt like it revolved around, which makes sense, right? Who Google is, right? Google product feeds, etc.
Right.
But it feels like that non-technical user is going to be enabled to do things, and in Google's mindset, the things that they're going to do is potentially purchase stuff like more often, right?
Yeah.
I would love. What do you think is going to happen in this autonomous agent world for the general populace, right? Do you think it stays in this realm of automated, autonomous purchasing? That's like the easy path. Like, do you think of anything past that? Like, do you think of anything outside of that at all? I'd be interested in your thoughts.
Because you would be. I have no answer.
No answer. You're just not gonna. No. All right, so here, I'll give you mine. The one that I think about all the time is like, if I needed to plan a date, right? And I was on Android, and I got the text message in like, "Hey, what are we doing for date night?" Right? Mm. And there was like the autonomous agent was like, "Hey, I know you didn't plan anything, but here's something that you can send back right now." Or option 1, 2, and 3, because I'm connected to OpenTable and I know you're going to be here, and I know they have a meeting in this location. Like, here's the restaurant reservation. I think there's just like real intrinsic value there. Right?
I agree. There's definitely value there.
Yeah.
It's, can the general public get to that point where they can adopt it to that level?
Well, like it's adoption always comes through convenience, right? iPods were awesome because you didn't need a CD player. Right. Right? And then there's like, why do we need an iPod? Just stick the music on the phone. So like it's always convenience based. So I feel like it has to be at that almost zero interaction point where it's like, oh, it's like one click, like, oh, send this to the agent, or the agent's already running in the background.
It's already running, I think, is where it needs to be.
So now this goes into always on, right? Like I remember not many moons ago, right? Always on Alexa, always on Xbox, always on Nest, right? And there's people like me that like when the printer makes a funny noise, they beat it with a hammer and they throw it out the window and get a new one, right? Are people ever going to care about always on and deeply connected to you in your life if it's convenient?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that almost brings up a whole other topic, right? Of when you were using the Alexa and Google Home devices and, having the always on and just it's always listening to you. But now we are all encouraged to always be using AI in the majority of our daily activities, right? Especially with work nowadays. So it's like you're being encouraged to have it always on, right? And have it listening. Whereas before we were questioning it, and now it's like you should go do it.
Yeah. It's opportunity cost, right? Like in the professional setting, it's like you can't not use it because it can make you so much more productive, regardless of what all these studies are saying when they're not actually like thinking through things and just talking to people that dropped in tools. I think it's really good in that use case, but it's also very scary for what that could mean related to like security, compliance, and all that other fun stuff.
Right.
I know we're running up on time. You walk into a bar, sit down at a bar stool, crotchety old guy next to you, mean beard, baseball cap on, asks you what do you do. How do you describe it to this guy that's 65 years old plus?
Oh, wow.
What do you say?
I don't have an answer for that.
No?
one, Rob. That's one I would have to be prepared for.
Do you just go, no?
No.
No, thanks.
Where do you start? I mean, it's like trying to describe it to my parents.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Except I gave you a beer in this position,
Yeah.
dim lighting, and just one person
Yeah.
too.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing. And when I have that conversation with them, you know, they've read stuff on the internet, right? And you know, the world is changing, and it's, you know, we're doomed, and AI's taking over.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always an interesting conversation because, you know, I'll go over and explain something that was actually meaningful and valuable of how we might have used AI recently.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, it can actually do that. And it's like, yeah, it can, you
Yeah.
know. It'd be cool to kind of set you guys up with some of this stuff. But yeah, they're still a little reserved. They think it's taking over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I self-admittedly just will look at this person and go, I'm just in waste management. It's much easier. Probably don't want to talk to the guy that's sitting at the bar, 4 o'clock, crushing beers. But yeah, appreciate the time, sir.
Yeah, man.
It's always a pleasure. Happy to be here. We'll do more of these. Had a lot of fun stuff.
Looking forward to it.
Follow us on the socials. Do the things. Like, comment, message us. Tell us why we're wrong. See you on the other side.